When one hears the words large, fish-eating predator from Late Cretaceous North Africa, what usually comes to mind is Spinosaurid dinosaurs such as Spinosaurus or Suchomimus. But Spinosaurids are not the only group of reptiles that fit this description. The fish of these prehistoric wetlands were also terrorized by a very different group of reptiles named the Stomatosuchids. Stomatosuchidae consisted of 3 species, the namesake of the group, Stomatosuchus inermis, and 2 species of Laganosuchus. Distant relatives of crocodilians, they are part of the larger clade Crocodylomorpha. It takes only a brief look at their meter-long jaws to know why Stomatosuchus means mouth croc and Laganosuchus means pancake croc. The jaws were incredibly broad and flat with a U-like shape. While only the lower jaw is known from Laganosuchus thaumastos, and even less from Laganosuchus maghrebensis, they are similar enough to Stomatosuchus to indicate their upper jaws were likely similar as well. Stomatosuchus is thought to have had a large pouch under its throat, comparable to that of a pelican's. Whether Laganosuchus shared this trait is currently unclear. However, the teeth of Laganosuchus and Stomatosuchus were quite different. Stomatosuchus' upper jaw was filled with small, conical teeth, while the lower jaw may have been toothless. However, this is difficult to verify since the only known Stomatosuchus skull was destroyed during World War II. Laganosuchus' lower jaw was instead filled with teeth shaped like straight, simple spikes. The teeth were evenly spaced out across the jaw in both genera. Unfortunately, most Stomatosuchid fossils come from the skull. The only exception was 2 Stomatosuchus vertebrae that were destroyed along with the skull, though it is presumed their bodies were similar to that of crocodilians. Based on Laganosuchus' jaws, current estimates place it between 4 to 6 meters long. Stomatosuchus was even larger, with current estimates placing it at 10 meters long. Despite their size, Stomatosuchids would not have been capable of hunting large dinosaurs. Their jaws were too weak and thin, and their teeth too small to allow them to hunt such prey. The reverse situation was much more likely. As mentioned earlier, Stomatosuchids are thought to have instead hunted fish, though their methods of doing so are very interesting. One of the paleontologists who first found Laganosuchus fossils, Dr. Paul Serrano, considers it to have been the ultimate sit-and-wait predator. The idea is that it laid still in the water, holding its mouth open, and then quickly closed it once something swam inside. The tight, interlocking teeth would then prevent any fish, or any other unfortunate animal, from escaping. While such a strategy would likely mean long intervals between meals, like modern crocodilians, Laganosuchus was likely ectothermic. This would mean it wouldn't need to expend most of its energy maintaining its body temperature, allowing it to survive with much less food. Stomatosuchus is thought to have acquired its meals by a very different method, filter feeding. The idea is that when chasing shoals of small fish, Stomatosuchus would trap them in its massive mouth and then use its throat pouch to push the water out. Larger objects, such as fish, would be kept inside by its teeth and could then be swallowed. Its potentially toothless lower jaw may have contained a baleen-like substance to further filter the contents of the water. If so, Stomatosuchus may have not even needed to go after fish, instead subsisting on plankton. Therefore, Stomatosuchus seems to have been the crocodilian equivalent of a baleen whale. All known Stomatosuchids lived in North Africa at roughly the same time, the Cenomanian stage of the Late Cretaceous period. This stage lasted from 101 million years ago to 94 million years ago. Given this length of time, the different members of Stomatosuchidae were not necessarily contemporaries, potentially living millions of years apart from each other. During the Cenomanian stage, much of North Africa was made of wetlands, a stark contrast to the arid climate throughout the region today. Other North African fauna from this time included other strange crocodylomorphs such as Arariposuchus and Caparosuchus, as well as dinosaurs such as Rugops, Kakarodontosaurus, and the famous Spinosaurus. While the prey Laganosuchus hunted may have overlapped with that of Spinosaurus, many of the fish Spinosaurus hunted were likely too large for Laganosuchus, reducing competition between the two. Spinosaurus was also less specialized than the Stomatosuchids, also hunting other, larger prey. Unfortunately for the Stomatosuchids, they may have very well found themselves on the menu. As strange as they were, Stomatosuchus were not the only crocodylomorphs who evolved pancake-like jaws. Similar jaws convergently evolved in a genus of large caiman named Morasuchus. Found in South America during the Miocene, the 4 species of Morasuchus are also thought to have been filter feeders like Stomatosuchus. Overall, the Stomatosuchids were impressive animals. Even when known from so little, they show just how diverse Crocodylomorpha once was. Future discoveries could find their pancake-like jaws are just the tip of the iceberg of these bizarre reptiles. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something interesting. Have a great day, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button.